Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today you can probably hear Parks and Rec in the back. If you can, awesome. If you can't, awesome. All good. We're going to be doing my mid-month wrap-up, and let's just jump right in. We're going to start with Or No Windows by Nora Holt, which is by Persephone. It's published by Persephone Classics. They sent it to me for review. I will link below the video that I did for the review of this. Very gentle with that one. Okay. Next, Rainbow Rowell Attachments. I read this in a night of insomnia, and I gave it 3 stars. It bored me. I didn't like it. Nothing is really striking me as memorable. Like, I won't reread this, and I probably won't read Fangirl again. And that's, sadly, that's really where my brain is. That just didn't do anything for me. So this I did as a buddy read with Heather, and I will link her channel below. Next, I received this today in the mail. This is from the Porcupine Quil Publishing, and they are, I believe, out of the University of Toronto. And oh my gosh, guys, I cannot, the book itself is such a beautiful book. Like, it is gorgeous. It has fabulous art. It feels nice in your hands. It's sturdy, good paper. It's everything wonderful. And I gave it 4 stars. I wanted to give it 5. I really did. But it's poetry, and I think like 99.9% of the poetry I absolutely loved. Some of it was so beautiful I cried. But there were spots where I felt, I don't know, like I wasn't a fan of that poem, and that was kind of a bummer. And I think that's so it's like a 4.5, guys. But oh my gosh, so this book is called Down in the Bottom of the Bottom of the Box, and it is by Janaron Lawson. I believe that's how you say it. Could be wrong. If I am, correct me, please. I will actually be looking for more books by this author, though, because the writing was beautiful. Let me just read you the back. Lawson's inspired rhythm of wordplay is deft, clever, and funny, taking us into the realms of the Bible and fairy tales. Through the scary regions of the very bottom of the box, the collection offers amusement, bemusement, and the most refreshing and reflection of self-reasoning in both imaginary and the natural worlds. Just what you can expect from the most accomplished poet for the young. And it, like, this was so beautiful. It's simple, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. I so loved it. 4.5 stars. This is George. It's by Alex Gino. I gave it 5 stars. It was absolutely phenomenal. I really enjoyed this book. It was definitely written from a perspective that was more knowledgeable of the transgender feeling and ideas. It was wonderful, and the child named George, who is a young boy, is in the entire book. Honestly, the thing that really got me was in the first chapter, George refers to herself as female, and everyone else, every time they speak to her, calls her male, and it breaks my heart. It broke my heart in the first 2 chapters because it was very clear that she knew she was female, she understood she was female, and she understood she was different, and other people just judged her or didn't notice it or felt like it wasn't true, and it was a beautiful story. It was wonderful. It was heartfelt, and it's a good family story as well. It's a good way to kind of explain how a child can be accepted and loved despite differences, and I don't think that this is anything to shy away from. I think it's important, and I think it's a book worth reading with children as well to kind of help them understand something that could be a little more complex than this. Guys, next I have 2 poetry pamphlets, or 2 poetry books, I should say, from a Right Bloody book, which I picked up at my local bookstore in Portland, and I picked up the first collection I picked up. I will talk about this one second because I liked it better. This is Write About an Empty Birdcage, Elena M. Ellis, and I gave this 3 stars. It was pretty, it was nice, I enjoyed it. It just didn't do it for me. It was very simplistic, I guess. There were some good, wonderful poems in there that really stuck with me, but I wouldn't say anything in this really floored me and made me feel like I needed to hand it to everyone. This poetry book, on the other hand, this is Bring Down the Chandeliers, and it is by Tara Hardy, and I will now order anything that Tara Hardy comes out with. This was beautiful. It talks about trauma. It talks about sexual assault. It talks about mental illness. I mean, it was everything that I ever try and track down, but it was really wonderful, and it talks about trying to accept a person who has survived trauma and loving them despite the trauma, and it really has a beautiful voice, and it speaks just it's so easy to get wrapped up in it. And one of the people on the back who did recommend and give a shout out to this book was Dorothy Allison, who wrote Bastard Out of Carolina, and the quote she gives is, "I want to read this book out loud to all of those I love," and I do not disagree with that. It was absolutely beautiful, and I plan to keep her on my radar as an author. The Vegetarian by Han Kang. I did a full review of this. I will link it down below. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. 5 stars. Changed my life. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Now, finally, A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schweb. I will not be doing a full review of this on my channel unless requested. I loved this. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was everything that I've ever expected a fantasy to be, and it held true to those things, and I don't know why more people don't do this with fantasy. Whatever it was, it just worked for me. It felt honest, it felt true, it felt good, it felt like a world I could get involved in. I loved everything about it, and I cannot wait for the sequel. This has been talked to death, but if you do not know the story, I just want to make sure. Cal is the main character. Cal can jump through worlds. There are several worlds of London, different shades of, I believe it's white, red, and gray, and then the elusive black London, which no longer exists, and he is jumping between different Londons in different time and different space, and he somehow gets his hand on a item from the black world, but is not sure what to do with it, and the story goes from there. It's wonderful, it's thrilling, it's exhilarating, and it's just absolutely stunning. I definitely plan to pick it up. And A Natural History of Dragons, I was curious about picking up. It's by Maria Brennan, but she recommends this book, so I probably will pick it up as well, just because I've discovered that usually people who recommend or blurb books that I like have books that I also like. So that is something new for me as well. Well, there you guys have it. That is my mid-February wrap-up. I will talk to you guys again very soon, and we will see you all then. Bye!